So let's talk England selection versus Wales. Both teams have won one game, lost one game, so another loss and they're pretty much out of the championship. So huge in that respect. For England, I think there's a better team there. I think they can get better. We've seen some decent stuff, we've seen some poor stuff, and this is the team I think I'd go with, which I think can actually really improve. And if they win 3 from 3, they're still in the championship. So looking at the front row, I think Genge certainly last game had some handling issues, but apart from that, he's been really good actually, full of power, full of confidence. His set piece has been decent, so I think he absolutely stays there. At loose head with Marler backing him up. Jamie George, a top performance versus Italy. I think he's definitely done enough to stick with that starting spot with Cowan-Dickey relegated to the bench. And Sinclair, well, he was a big improvement to Stewart against Italy. Stewart really looked a little bit average. Many of you guys said he's probably not quite up to this level. Big guy, big carries, but maybe that's about it. So I'd have Sinclair at the tight head and I'd bring Hayes on, who definitely needs time. We need to develop more tight heads, so I think that's the way to go there. Second row, well, we were struggling in the second row first 2 rounds, but I think Itoje goes back into the second row and Launchbury, who will have had some game time, comes in as that big number 5. Itoje, Launchbury, if they're fully fit, I think that could be a really good second row, much improved. Laws, if he comes back, hopefully he will from his concussion issues, starts at 6. I think that's great. Itoje, Laws, Launchbury. I mean, you've got 3 big boys there, 3 top quality second row / back row there. That's good. Curry can stay at 7, and I think versus Italy, he just looked like a classic 7. So much more comfortable there. At number 8, it's a real toss-up, 50-50 between Dombrandt and Simmons, but I think I'd start Dombrandt, and Simmons is probably the better impact player, can cover maybe a little bit more, but that's super tough, depends how you want to play it. But yeah, stick with Dombrandt. Halfbacks, easy. Randall and Smith, all day long, not even close. With Randall at 9, everything was quicker. Not just the breaks, but getting to the ruck, the decisions, the passes. He just looks more confident, to be honest, which is funny for someone with so many fewer caps. I think that's really simple for me, and I think it's fairly simple to have Quirk on the bench, who is absolutely an impact 9. His performances for Sale are super dangerous. Young's coming on does not speed up the game, so I can't really see a point of having Youngs on the bench if you're not starting him. Marcus Smith has had valuable experience in the first 2 games, made a few mistakes, but a lot of really good stuff as well. Clearly just needs to stay there with Ford backing him up as the best like-for-like that we have. In the centres, if Manu Tuolangi keeps fit for Sale, gets a bit of match practice, absolutely he comes back in. I know England are over-reliant on Tuolangi, but they really need him, and it's really the only injury concerns that, is the problem. He's still highly effective, he's still young enough. Tuolangi, Slade, absolutely our best centre pairing. And Slade, I've been impressed with him for a couple of years now, really on peak form, so he goes to his best position of 13, and I think he stepped his game up. Now he's got a bit of extra responsibility. Poor Jack now definitely has to start on the wing. He was pulled off with an HIA. There was some, controversy around that, as was there enough time for him to pass it? So he'll be really frustrated. I'm pretty sure he's going to be ready to go. So he goes on one wing, Malin's on the other. Now Malin's oozes class, but if you're playing him, because he's not the biggest, he's not the quickest, I think you need to play someone like Noel or a bigger, quicker winger on the other side. But Malins deserves to keep his spot, and I would like to see him slot into 15 at times. Stewart has done everything right, to be honest. A little quiet, but really done his job at the back. But quite happy to give Malins some time there as well. Some slight tweaks on the bench. Now, I'm not going for an out-and-out second row replacement because, of course, we've got Laws there who can cover second row. Dombrandt maybe could do a job, but I think we've got plenty of second row cover there. So let's get Alfie Barbary on, along with Sam Simmons. That's proper impact off the bench. Barbary's good enough. He's ready. Eddie Jones has a bit of a habit for saying players aren't ready when, they clearly are. He could have brought, Marcus Smith on a bit quicker. There's guys he could have brought in a bit quicker, but he's kind of, just being a bit coy for some reason. No need. Get him on the bench, Barbary and Simmons. Quirk, like I mentioned, Ford. And then Radwan, I think, comes in. You've got to get some speed in there. Maybe we're a little light on centre cover, but I think Noel could probably cover the centres as well. So I'd go that way. Loads of impact on the bench. For me, this England team is much more scary than what they've put out in the first 2 rounds. But let me know what you guys think. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next time.